Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button and the share button. And please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Manchester United at war. There's something really, really nasty and hideous inside of Manchester United. I mean, I'm Ollie out, but even I have to have sympathies for Ollie in the sense of after that Tottenham game and during the international week as we've had, you know, hearing things from the media like Manchester United are reviewing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's position, making that public. Why did you have to make that public? Because they want to connect with Ollie outers like me. I don't like the Glazers. I don't like Woodward. They are here. They have to be dealt with. And we need to really, as fans, come to a decision what we're going to do here because it is absolutely rotten. Besides them outing Ollie and betraying Ollie, people, you know, talking about the Ollie not getting the transfers that he wanted, and who signed these people? You know, was it Ollie? Was it Ed? Who the fuck knows what's going on at that club? And then you get this kind of Project Big Picture situation where the Glazers are partly behind this as well. And then what this has done, it's got, you know, great football writers like Henry Winter talking about this now. Now, all of a sudden, the media, you know, tier one journalists are talking about the Glazers negatively because it affects the whole of football. Before they didn't give a shit. They wouldn't talk about the Glazers. They would just leave them alone. But now, you know, they're on everybody's target list. They're on everybody's bullseye now, right? And so Project Big Picture has changed things a bit in terms of people who want the Glazers out and want Woodward out. We all of a sudden have got allies in the tier one journalists. I think that's very vital and very important. I do want the Glazers out. I do want Ed Woodward out. But I know for a fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't our future. I want all of them out. And I think for now, we need to remove Ollie because he just doesn't have the stuff to be a great Manchester United manager. It cannot just be about players. It must be about coaching, you know, finesse. He doesn't have the coaching finesse to coach anyone, never mind Manchester United. And so I don't just believe that his position is untenable. Right now, Manchester United's position is untenable because everyone's at each other's throats. It's not good for the club. It's especially not good for the fans. And everybody's swinging in different ways. The fans are divided about Ollie. I think the fans are united about Woodward and the Glazers mostly. And so we've got a situation where Woodward and the Glazers seemingly are not going anywhere. But it looks like it's only a matter of if, not when they disperse Ollie. Now, when he is sacked, and I believe he will be sacked, there will be this conversation, you know, who's to blame? Was he betrayed? Was he backed? Would he have done better if he got Sancho in? Well, I personally don't see that. I personally don't understand how suddenly we're crap defensively. And I mean, we weren't leaking those as many goals as we have in the first three games as we did any point last season, right? I thought our defence was pretty solid last year. And again, I'll say it again. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You know, removing Fred from the centre of midfield was a big mistake. And from the moment they removed Fred, that's when the issue started within the team. And again, that's down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can't blame Ed and the Glazers for everything. You know, this is the problem with going for Woodward and the Glazers all the time. It's a distractive tactic, so we don't focus how bad and incompetent our manager is. I mean, everyone seems to be incompetent at Manchester United right now, but the manager is incompetent, right? He doesn't have the tools to organise a team, to coach a team. And it's really weird to see the kind of coaches he's got at the club not being able to see it either. It is weird. And we find ourselves in a situation that could have been avoided if this guy, we just applauded this guy as a temporary manager, moved on, and we wouldn't be here now. Then we'd have actually have a manager with a CV. Now, what you're going to say to me is, Mick, well, we've already had managers since Fergie left with a CV. You know, Moyes, Van Gaal, especially Mourinho and Van Gaal, but they couldn't make it work. But they were the wrong type of CV. You've got to, it's like doing a puzzle, right? It's like doing a puzzle. You've got to get all the pieces together or the puzzle doesn't work. Have you ever tried to fit a piece of a puzzle that doesn't fit in because you've lost one of the pieces? It doesn't work, does it? And this is the problem with every managerial appointment since Fergie stepped down. They haven't been the right fit for the club. And, listening to people bore on about Ryan Giggs, look, never, let alone, I wouldn't let Ryan Giggs alone with my wife. I haven't got a wife, by the way, but if I did have a wife, he would not be alone. I'd have a guard dog near him, right, to bite his sausage off just in case he tried anything. Anyway, right, I love you, Giggsy, by the way, great player. But the point being that he can't, he's not, look, the last thing we need, as I've stated so many times, is another ex-professional, another ex-legend coming in, being protected by naive people. I mean, we see it all the time now with Ollie Inners. The delusion is so high now. And the defence is always a deflection back to the Glazers. I have conceded so many times the Glazers and Woodward are a problem. But the manager we have coaching the team, if you can call it that, is also a problem on the pitch. The Glazers run the whole of Manchester United, so why are Manchester United women doing so well, right? Because there are other women's teams, really good teams, but why are they doing so well? Why, ever since, what has it been, 2 seasons since they've been put into play, the Manchester United women's team, right? Done really well, great manager, great signings. Who's in charge of that? Who's in charge of Manchester United women? Isn't it part of the men's club? Isn't it part of the whole club that the men's part of, right? So why are they doing okay? Why doesn't Casey Stoney have the problems that those managers have had? And you can say, Mick, it's a different level, it's a different situation. But it's an interesting question, isn't it? For the people blaming the Glazers, you have to look at that. And as I say, a good managerial appointment is always key. And we haven't made one since Fergie left. Not the right fit for the club. We need someone who can come in and coach, who's good at putting a unit together. Whether you think that's because the Glazers won't give him enough money and he needs to be good at that kind of situation is irrelevant. You need a good coach. You need a good coach, and without a good coach, you cannot do anything. It's as simple as that. And let me give you another analogy before I put this video to rest. The Manchester United situation is a bit like being married and divorcing your husband or your wife or whatever, right? Whatever way you're inclined. It's cool, right? But anyway, every time a couple splits up or business partners split up, they blame each other for the breakup and for the failure of the relationship. And, it's your fault. No, it's his fault. No, it's her fault. This is what happens. And this is what's happening with Man United. It's the Glazers. It's Woodward. It's Ollie. It's this one. It's that one. Let's blame the players. The great one from Ollie Inners, of course, and I love this one, is the one when they say these players have let down other managers and they're going to let Ollie down as well. Now, this is kind of something that Keane said. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, if these players are simply not good enough, haven't got the drive and couldn't give a shit. I don't know. But all I know is footballers are like soldiers. They do as they're told. If they get the right instructions, if they respect their leader, they will give you results and they will give you their hearts and they will run their hearts out. And I think you can just say these are crap players and it's not the managers. But I think it's a deflective tactic. And I think I see through it, and I think all of us should see through it, because whatever happens with Woodwards and the Glazers, Ollie isn't our future. We need to find a manager who fits the Manchester United platform, that fits the way we play, our mentality. The boardroom takes care of itself if we have a winning team and a winning manager. But we must get that in place. And anyone who doesn't agree with that doesn't have Manchester United's best interests at heart. Comment down below. Like, share and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. See you again soon.